and so that Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium, where the USC Aiken Pacers will be taking on the Southern Wesleyan Warriors in Game 2 of this two-game series. Pacers took Game 1 of the series by a score of 21-1, but regardless if you win by 1 or by 20 runs, it still only counts as one game. As we are underway here at the Burt, and the first pitch is in there for strike one. On the mound today is Joe Marlowe. Marlowe with a 4.34 ERA and a 7.2 record in his 7 starts and 15 appearances, as that one is fouled out of play for strike 2 in the count 0-2. Leadoff man for the Warriors is Avery Mahan. He's today's DH as well. Mahan batting .254 on the year as he watches the ball in the dirt for ball 1. He batting .254 on the year. No home runs and 10 RBIs. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3, and the first out. That'll bring up Trevor Walker, playing shortstop today for Southern Wesleyan. Walker with a .248 average, no home runs, but 22 RBIs. First pitch a bit low, and count 1-0. 1-0 pitch inside, and the count 2-0. In the field for the Pacers, Max Schoen behind the plate, Brian Pereira at first, Skylar Mercado at second, Dave Langster over at third, and Tyler Ehrman at short. As that pitch finds the strike zone, making the count 2-1. In the outfield, Zach Moon out in left, Mitchell Price is at center, and Niall Goings, the last but not least man, over and right. And a swing and a miss there evens the count at 2-2 to Walker. That one just missing low and away, and the count now full. Popped up, center field. Price looks like he's got a read on it, and he will make the catch for the second out. That'll bring up the catcher for the Warriors in Connor Ewing. Ewing batting .284 on the year. 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. And let the first pitch go by, a little bit high for ball 1. Swing and a miss on the 1-0, and that'll even the count up at 1-1. One pitch just missing, and the count 2-1. Trying to get him to chase outside, they'll appeal to see if he swung, and he did not. So the count will be 3-1. 3-1 pitch on the upper inside corner, and the count once again full. Your 2 pitch will be fouled off, and we'll do it all over again. And a call of time here. Gives a little bit more of a waiting time before the 3-2 comes in. Foul tip, but Schoen unable to hold on to it, so once again, we'll do it all over again. And that one will be high for ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Ewing will bring up Brad Bisco, the left fielder.
Now batting number 19, the left fielder, Brad Bisco.
Bisco batting .309 on the year. No home runs and 16 RBIs. First pitch, lower part of the strike zone, count 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. And another swing and a miss for strike 3 and the third out. So a 1-2 walked a man 3 inning to start off the game. We're going in the bottom of the first. No score. And welcome back, folks. We're in the bottom of the first inning of a no-score ball game. John Banks will lead it off for the Pacers. He's the DH for today's game. Banks batting .338 on the year, 1 home run and 30 RBIs. And he'll face J.J. Julian. And the first pitch low for ball 1. Julian has a 4.53 ERA and a 2-4 record in his 9 starts, 11 appearances. He has thrown 3 complete games as well. As Banks pulls back the bunt and count 2-0. Two-0 pitch finds the strike zone and the count 2-1. That one's going to be lined into Left field for a base hit, and that's going to go all the way to the gap. And Banks is going to hustle in for second, trying to get a double, and he will make it in there standing up. So a leadoff stand-up double for John Banks gets the Pacers going here in the bottom of the first inning.
Catcher, number 6, Max Jones.
That'll bring up Max Schoen. Schoen batting .420 on the year. 6 home runs and 39 RBIs. And now he has a runner in scoring position in John Banks at second. First pitch high for ball 1. In the field today for the Warriors, we have Connor Ewing behind the plate. Over at first, Luke Hostetler. Second baseman is John Garrett, with Matt Costa at third. And the shortstop is Trevor Walker. The 1-0 pitch, just a bit low on the count, 2-0. In the outfield, Brad Biscoe's over in left, DeMarcus Sanders in center, and last but not least is Justin Brew covering right field. The 2-0 pitch is in the dirt, and the count now 3-0. .30 pitch to Schoen. That one will find the strike zone, and the count 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is inside and low, and Schoen will draw the walk. And with that, there's runners on first and second with nobody out for Mitchell Price. Price, .332 average on the year, 13 home runs and 50 RBIs, and also has 2 triples on the year. One of 2 Pacers over the 50 mark with RBIs, the other one being Zach Moon, who has 60. And a bunt here, bunted straight up behind the plate, and it's just going to drop to the ground. Price avoiding a... Well, basically, Price got lucky there. In a way, bunting it straight up like that maybe made it possible for Ewing to lose sight of it. So instead of being out, Price will have an 0-1 count. The 0-1. Outside evens the count at 1-1. One pitch. Lower part of the strike zone, and the count 1-2. And Price will foul that one off. And the count will stay right where it is at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball by Price. That one high, and the count even at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Inside, almost hitting Price. And the count now full. And Price unable to check his swing on that pitch. So he'll go down on strikes. Price not too happy with the call. But regardless, it's one away for Zach Moon. Moon batting .348 on the year. 15 home runs and 60 RBIs. Leads the team in both categories. And Moon will have runners on first and second with one away here in the bottom of the first inning. And he'll swing and miss at the first pitch for strike one. Oh, 1 pitch is high, and that'll even the count. One pitch in the dirt, and the count 2-1. Two-one pitch, fouled off. Evens the count again at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3 and the second out. And that will bring up Brian Pereira. Pereira batting .326 on the year. 12 home runs and 37 RBIs. Comes up with 2 down and runners on first and second. Here in the bottom of the first inning of a no-score ball game. And he'll watch the first pitch go by for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, high and outside, evens the count at 1-1. One pitch finds the strike zone, and the count 1-2. One-two pitches outside, and we have another even count at 2-2. And Julian will step off the rubber. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the first inning, no score. And Pereira at the plate. That one comes inside and is going to get away, and the runners are going to head to second and third. And Banks overslides third base. Luckily, there was no throw. He's going to get chewed out for that one by his teammates, I bet. But the count 3-2 on Pereira now with runners on second and third. And that one popped up left side, foul territory, and just coming into fair territory and caught by Bisco for the third and final out. The Pacers get their first 2 aboard, but then they go down 1-2-3 as we go into the top of the second, still no score. Welcome back, folks. Top of the second inning, still no score. And they have an 0-2 count now on the leadoff man for the Warriors in Matt Costa. Costa, the third baseman for the Warriors. Batting .266 on the year. 2 home runs, 31 RBIs. And facing a 1-2 count. Also has 3 triples on the year. And he'll watch that one go by, and the count even at 2-2. Very close pitch there, Marlowe thinking he had the strikeout. That one's lined into center field, and that will drop in for a base hit and go over Price's head to the wall, and that'll be an extra base at least. And he's going to be heading over to third, and he is going to make it in there safely. A little bit of not paying attention out there in the outfield allows Costa to head over to third base to lead off the inning. And it looked like that ball took a bit more of a hop than Price expected, and he was just unable to get it in quick enough. And Costa just kept on going. He didn't even stop a second. He rounded it right away. As the first pitch to Hostetler is fouled off for strike 1. The 0-1. High and outside evens the count. Well, Costa proved he had speed. He had 3 triples on the year. Now he has 4. As that one's grounded up the middle, and Ammerman snags it. The throw to first, however, is not in time, just a half second too late. Good effort by Ammerman, but it was all for naught, as it's a RBI single for Hostetler. So with that, the Warriors will take a 1-0 lead over the Pacers here in the top of the second inning, and they'll have a runner on first for Justin Brew with nobody out. And a check throw over to first base, keeping Hostetler close. Brew batting .229 on the year. No home runs and 8 RBIs. and he shows bunt but pulls it back as it's high and away. And the count 2-0, or 1-0. Swing and a miss. Kind of evens the count up at 1-1. Another check throw to first. The 1-1. Show bunt, bunts it foul, and the count 1-2. The 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3 and the first out. That'll bring up John Garrett, the second baseman. We'll have a runner on first with 1 down here in the second. First pitch finding the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Garrett batting .249 on the year. No home runs and 17 RBIs. Another check throw over to first, trying to keep Hostetler close. The 0-1. Right down the middle in the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing one outside for the second out and the second strikeout of the inning. That'll bring up DeMarcus Sanders, center fielder for the day's game and the number 9 hitter. Comes up with 1 on and 2 down here in the second inning of a 1-0 ball game. And I'll let the first pitch go by for ball 1. Sanders batting .241 on the year. 2 triples, no home runs, and 18 RBIs. And another check throw over to first. Seems he's doing at least one of those for every batter he faces. 1-0 from Marlowe. Right down the middle and evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1. Grounded right back to the mound and off of Marlowe's glove, and it's going to roll slowly to short. The throw not nearly in time, but quick throw over to second, and that's also not in time. So an infield hit for Sanders will extend the inning and put runners on first and second with 2 down. And it'll bring up Avery Mahan, the DH. Struck out his first time up. That one's grounded slowly over to third. Langston has it, throw to first in time for the final out. But the Warriors strike first as they lead 1-0. We're going into the bottom of the second. And welcome back, folks. Bottom of the second inning coming up. Pacers trailing the Warriors 1-0, with Skylar Mercado leading off for USC Aiken. Mercado batting .317 on the year with 3 home runs and 25 RBIs. And he shows bunt there, but pulls it back immediately as the ball bounces well in front of the plate. And the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch pretty much down the middle, evens the count at 1-1. One pitch on the outside part of the plate, and the count 1-2. And Mercado will foul off the 1-2 pitch, and we'll do it all over again. One-two pitch is low, and the count even again at 2-2. Another foul ball will keep the count at 2-2. That one just missing high, and the count full to Mercado. Now missing low and outside, and Mercado manages to draw the walk to lead off the second.
Right fielder, number 34, now going.
That'll bring up Niall Goings, batting .296 on the year with 8 home runs and 31 RBIs. And last night, Goings had a pretty impressive hit, managed a grand slam. First pitch to Goings, missing, low and away for ball 1. That one low and away, and the count 2-0. Two-0 pitch is hit, fouled on the third base line. And the 2-1 pitch, inside corner, evens the count at 2-2. Check throw over to first, keep Mercado close. That one inside on Goings, and the count once again full. And a swing and a miss by Goings, and he'll be down on strikes for the first out. I'll bring up Dave Langster to the plate. Langster batting .262 on the year. No home runs and 5 RBIs. And first pitch low and away. Count 1-0. The 1-0 fouled off to even the count. Another check throw over to first. Mercado back in time. One high and outside. And the count 2-1. That's a fly ball into left field. And that one's going to be off the wall. That's at least 2 bases as Mercado heads over to third. And Langster with a stand-up double with 1 down here in the bottom of the second.
The shortstop, number 8, Tyler Emmerman.
That'll bring up Tyler Emmerman with runners on second and third and only 1 away. Emmerman batting .273 on the year with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. And also has a couple of triples this year. That one's a liner into center field. That will drop in for a base hit. Runners will tag. And Mercado will score easily. So with that, the Pacers will tie up the ballgame on the RBI base hit by Tyler Emmerman. And I'll put runners on the corners for the leadoff man, John Banks. Banks doubled his first time up. And he now has Langster on third and Emmerman at first with only 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch finds the strike zone and the count 0-1. That one also finds the strike zone, and off speeder dropping in, and the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch comes inside and hits Banks. And with that, the bases will be loaded. And that will bring up Max Schoen. Schoen walked his first time up. And now he has the bases loaded with only 1 down, as the score is tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch high for ball 1. Count 1-0. Swing and a miss. Got him chasing a curveball there. And count even at 1-1. Ground ball to second. The throw to second is in time for 1, but that's all they're going to get, as a bunch of stumbling was going on. And it looks like the shortstop may be hurt on the play. They're going to go out and take a look at Walker. So we're going to take a break while they check on their players, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. So there was an interference call on that last play, which resulted in a double play, which sends us into the top of the third inning, with the score still tied 1-1. And the first pitch is lined into center field, but right at Price, barely has to move and making the catch. So that'll sit Trevor Walker down for the first out. That'll bring up Connor Ewing. Walked his first time up. And a call time here, just before Marlowe could deliver the pitch. First pitch will miss for ball one. That one also going to be low, and count 2-0. Inside, and a 3-0 count now to Ewing. And that one outside and low. So walking on 4 straight pitches is Ewing to put a runner on first with 1 down.
Left fielder, number 19, Brad Bisco.
That'll bring up Brad Bisco, 0 for 1 today as he struck out his first time up. First pitch finds the strike zone, and the count 0-1. Check throw over to first, keeping Ewing close. That one's going to be lined over to second, and a little jump there by Mercado to catch that before it goes into the outfield for the second out. That'll bring up Matt Costa, who tripled and scored his last time up. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Schoen for strike one. And that one misses outside to even the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. That one in the dirt and outside, and that's going to go all the way to the backstop. And allows Ewing to head over to second. So now a runner on second base with 2 down for Costa, as he faces a 2-2 count. And that will be fouled off, and we'll do it again. Two-two pitch is a grounder over to short. Harriman with the throw in time to Pereira for the third and final out. So the Warriors will leave one aboard as we go into the bottom of the third, still tied up 1-1. And welcome to the bottom of the third inning. Tie ball game at 1 apiece for each of these teams as Mitchell Price will lead it off for the Pacers. Price over 1 today, struck out his first time up. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. The 1-0. Low and outside, 2-0 the count. 2-0 pitch on the outside corner, and the count 2-1. Price will pop that one up into deep center field. Going back is Sanders. He's on the track, and he will make the catch for the first out.
Left fielder number 14, Zach Moon.
I'll bring up Zach Moon, also a victim of a strikeout his first time up. Comes up with nobody on and one down here in the third. And he hits a fly ball into right field. Brew is there to make the catch for the second out. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Brian Pereira.
First baseman number 32, Brian Pereira.
Pereira flew out his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 today. First pitch to Pereira. Outside corner for strike 1. And he's going to hit a fly ball into deep left field. That one's going to be on the track. It's at the wall. And it is gone. A home run for Brian Pereira. Just barely got it out of here, but it still counts as a home run. So a solo shot for Pereira gives the Pacers a 2-1 lead. I don't think anybody really knew what happened there until the umpire made his call. So with the home run by Pereira, we'll see Skyler Mercado, who walked his first time up and came around to score. And he shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's right down the middle anyway for strike 1. It almost looked like Bisco caught that ball out there. He made a jump for it, and the ball was lined up perfectly with his glove. It just barely went over the fence. As that pitch is high and inside to Mercado. Even the count at 1-1. Regardless, Pereira now has his 13th home run on the season and his second home run in as many games. That one missing outside. Count 2-1 to Mercado. Outside corner evens the count again at 2-2. Curveball falls into the strike zone for a call strike 3. And Mercado down looking for the final out. But the Pacers take the lead on Brian Pereira's opposite field home run. 2-1 the score going into the fourth. And welcome back, folks. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Pacers leading Southern Wesleyan 2-1, thanks to the Brian Pereira home run. Leading off for the Warriors is Luke Hostetler. Singled his first time up, an RBI single. And a check swing foul ball there for strike one. That one low and outside. He was the kind of 1-1. The 1-1 pitch fouled off, and the count 1-2. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch with an off speeder. And Hostetler down on strikes for the first out. That'll bring up Justin Brew, who struck out his first time up. And that first pitch finding the strike zone for an 0-1 count. That one's grounded slow to the third. Langster with it. Throw to first is in time for the second out.
Second baseman number 18, John Garrett.
That'll bring up John Garrett. Also struck out his first time up. Comes up with 2 down and nobody on. Here in the top of the fourth inning of a 2-1 ball game. First pitch popped right up. Second base side of the infield. And it just comes over to the shortstop side of second base. And that'll be caught by Emmerman for the third and final out. A 1-2-3 inning sends us into the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 still the score. And welcome back, folks. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Pacers leading 2-1 over the Warriors, as Niall Goings will lead it off. Goings struck out his first time up. And the first pitch, lower part of the strike zone. And count 0-1. Trying to get him to chase one low and outside there, but Goings lays off it. And the count even at 1-1. Curveball missing high for ball 2. Count 2-1. 2-1 pitch is outside, and the count 3-1. Lower part of the strike zone there, and the count full to goings. And Goings lines one foul down the third base side. And the count will stay right where it is at 3-2. Grounder over to third. Having a little trouble handling it, but the throw to first is not in time. The Goings makes it over to first safely on the error on Costa. That'll bring up Dave Langster. Doubled his first time up. And now he has a runner on first with nobody out. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike one. And the 0-1 pitch, inside corner, count 0-2. That one fouled off, keeping the count at 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch comes high and inside on Langster, and the count 1-2. And a swing and a miss got him with an off-speed pitch, and Langster down on strikes for the first out.
Shortstop, number 8, Tyler Ammerman.
And that'll bring up Tyler Ammerman. Singled his first time up. He has a runner on first with only one down. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, however. And count 1-0. The 0-1. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. And Ewing makes the catch for the second out. And that'll bring up John Banks. Doubled in the first and was hit by a pitch in the second. And he'll still have a runner on first base, but now 2 down. First pitch is in the dirt to Banks, and the count 1-0. And the 1-0 is going to hit Banks in the shoulder. That's the second time he's been hit by a pitch today. So now there are runners on first and second for Max Schoen,
Number 6, Max Schoen.
who hit into an unconventional double play, as it was called a double play on the interference call. He's 0 for 1 today with that and a walk. And Schoen lines one into right field, and that one will be caught. A nice little diving catch out there by Brew to end the threat and the inning. As we go into the top of the 5th inning, Pacers leave 2 aboard, leading 2-1. And welcome back. Top of the 5th inning, and DeMarcus Sanders leading it off as he watches the first pitch go by for strike 1. 2-1 the score still, as Sanders lays down a bunt down the third base side. Langster with the throw, and the stretch by Pereira gets it there in time for the first out. I'll bring up Avery Mahan, the DH, 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Comes up with nobody on and 1 down here in the 5th. And he's going to line one into left field for a base hit. That'll put 1 on for Trevor Walker, 0 for 2 today.
Shortstop number 10, Trevor Walker.
Walker flew out to center field in both of his at-bats, as he now has a runner on first with only 1 down. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. And another pop fly, right side of the infield. Pereira calls for it and makes the catch for the second out.
Catcher catcher, number 28, Connor Ewing.
That'll bring up Connor Ewing, who's walked in both of his plate appearances. Still looking for his first at-bat of the day. He has a runner on first and 2 down. Top of the 5th inning of a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Pacers. And he'll follow the first pitch back for strike 1. The 0-1. That one's outside for ball 1, evens the count. And that will make the count 2-1 as that one misses high and inside. That one's a hopper over to third, and it gets past Langster and goes into left field for a base hit. So after the 2-out base hit, there'll be runners on first and second for Brad Bisco.
Number 19, Brad Bisco.
Bisco 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. That's going to be another base hit into left field, and they're going to wave the runner around third. And the throw in from left field will be cut off. So with that, this game will be tied up at 2 apiece now on the RBI hit by Bisco. So the runner is still on first and second with 2 away for Matt Costa. 1 for 2 today with a triple and a run scored. And we are going to have a meeting on the mound now. And while they're talking on the mound, I'd like to thank a couple sponsors. And first, I'll thank Danny Michaelis of State Farm Insurance for saving everybody money. And with that money you save, you can go ahead and maybe double it at the South Carolina Education Lottery. And if you're not willing to take that chance or give that chance, you could go ahead and spend it at Fats Cafe, home of our Coach's Corner, on a nice dinner. Afterwards, you can go ahead and get yourself a nice tan at Bronze Body Tanning Salon. Or better yet, just go ahead and sleep it off at Quality Inn and Suites. And then after you're done sleeping it off and you want to head on home, go ahead and check out Tyler's Tire and Auto before you make that drive home to make sure your car is in working order. The meeting on the mound is done, and Costa digs in. And the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And the 1-0 popped up into foul territory along the right field side and caught by Pereira for the third and final out. But the Warriors managed to tie up the ball game once again thanks to the Bisco's RBI base hit. 2-2 the score, bottom of the 5th coming up. And welcome back. Mitchell Price will lead off this half of the inning in the bottom of the fifth as we have a tie ball game at 2-2. Price 0 for 2 today, struck out and flew out. And he pops the first pitch up into center field. And that one will be caught by Sanders for the first out. Took a while for that one to come down, but when it did, it was caught for the out, and that'll bring up Zach Moon. Moon 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and fly out of his own. First pitch is in the dirt well before the plate, and the count 1-0. The 1-0 finds the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. There's a fly ball into center field. Sanders is going to chase that one as it goes over his head and all the way to the wall. Moon is going to round for second, and he will make it in there with a stand-up double with one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. I have to think the wind may have helped that one as the wind is blowing straight out to center field, and that's exactly where Moon hit it. And it'll bring up Brian Pereira. 1 for 2 today, homered his last time up, a solo shot that just barely made it over the left field wall. So the first pitch to Pereira is low and outside for ball 1. And the 1-0. Grounded up the middle. Nice little grab there over at short. The throw to first is in time. The Walker able to cover the ground to get that ball and get the out for the second out. And that brings up Skyler Mercado 0 for 1 today with a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout. He's got the go-ahead run at third in Zach Moon with 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch high for ball 1. And the 1-0. Upper part of the strike zone. Evens the count at 1-1. That one just a bit high, and the count 2-1. And a foul ball there by Mercado evens the count again at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. Bottom of the fifth inning of a 2-2 ball game. That one comes up and in on Mercado and is going to get away. Moon is coming to the plate. The throw to the plate is not in time. So Moon able to slide in safely to regain the Pacer lead at 3-2 on the wild pitch there by Julian. So now a 3-2 count on Mercado with 2 away and nobody on as Moon managed to come home to score and give the Pacers their lead right back. And Mercado fouls that one off. Chaspel almost coming up with the play despite the broken collarbone. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. Right down the middle for strike 3. Mercado down looking for the second time tonight. And the final out of this inning. But the Pacers get the lead back as Zach Moon comes home on the wild pitch. 3-2 the score. Top of the 6th coming up. And welcome to the top of the 6th inning, folks. Pacers leading 3-2, and there you have a pitching change now. Nick Yobi is on the mound. He has a 6.34 ERA and a 5-3 record in his 12 games started and 12 appearances. He does have one complete game as well, but seeing as he's in for relief, there's no chance of that happening. And the first pitch to Hostetler will be fouled off and out of play. The 0-1. Just outside, evens the count at 1-1. Hostetler 1 for 2 today with an RBI single his first time up and a strikeout his second time. 1-1 just misses outside, and the count 2-1. That was going to be grounded short. Emmerman has it. Long throw to first. In time for the first out.
Right fielder, number 5, Justin Brew.
That'll bring up Justin Brew. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a groundout. Comes up with nobody on and 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And he fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. Oh, 1 finds the strike zone and the count 0-2. And a swing and a miss on the 0-2 pitch for strike 3 and the second out.
Second baseman, number 18, John Garrett.
That'll bring up John Garrett. 0 for 2 as well with a strikeout of his own and a flyout. That one comes inside, almost hits Garrett, and the count 1-0. Swing and a miss, evens the count at 1-1. One pitch missing just low, count 2-1. And the count now 3-1 as that one also misses low. That one fouled off and the count full. And that one missing low, so walking with 2 down is Garrett to put a runner on first base for DeMarcus Sanders.
Center fielder, number 11, DeMarcus Sanders.
Sanders 1 for 2 today with a single and a groundout. And a check throw over to first, trying to get Garrett, but he dives back safely. Another check throw to first. Not in time, however. And the first pitch to Sanders misses low for ball 1. The 1-0. That one right down the middle, evens the count at 1-1. And that pitch will be fouled off. Count 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and the final out. So a 1-2 walked a man 3 inning sends us into the bottom of the 6th. 3-2 still the score. And welcome to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pacers lead the Warriors 3-2 as Niall Goings will lead off. Goings 0 for 2 today, struck out and reached on an error. And he'll let the first pitch go by for strike 1. Tried to check his swing, but was unable to, and the count now 0-2. There's a fly ball into right field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard for the Pacers as David Langster steps up. Langster 1 for 2 today with a double and a strikeout. Langster shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's in there for strike 1 anyway. Langster lays down a bunt, and he'll get tagged out for the first out. So Julian took it himself, got Langster, but the sacrifice was successful as Goings advanced to second.
Number 8, Tyler Ammerman.
And that'll bring up Tyler Ammerman, 1 for 2 today with a single of his own. First pitch is in there for strike 1. And that one outside evens the count at 1-1. That one fouled straight back, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball for strike 3 and the second out.
Designated hitter, number 17, John Banks.
That'll bring up John Banks. Banks 1 for 1 today with a double and has been hit by a pitch twice. First pitch low and inside for ball 1. And the 1-0. Also going to be low. Count 2-0. And the 2-0. Also low, count 3-0. That one finds the strike zone and the count 3-1. Curveball is going to miss high and inside, and Banks will draw the walk. I'll bring up Max Schoen. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. And he'll have runners on first and second with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 is still the score. And we are going to have a meeting on the mound here. Well, the meeting's over with, so once again, Max Schoen digging again, 0 for 2 today. He has runners on first and second, 3-2 the score, with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch in the dirt, and the runners will be going. Goings makes it to third, and Banks thought about sliding into second, but decided against it and kind of stumbled in there. But he's safe anyway. So a double steal is successful, and there's runners on second and third with 2 down. Ball in the dirt, and the count 2-0. That one just missing high and outside, and the count 3-0. Inside part of the plate, and the count 3-1. That one high for ball 4, and Schoen draws the walk, and the bases will be loaded. So with 2 down and the bases loaded, Mitchell Price will step to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. There's a golden opportunity here to extend the Pacer lead. First pitch falls into the strike zone, count 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled off, count 0-2. That one high, count 1-2. And a call time here as we await the 1-2 pitch to Price. Just barely missing high, and the count even at 2-2. That one high as well, and the count now full at 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch to Price in the dirt for ball 4. And that's going to walk in a run. Pacers now lead 4-2. So that will see Zach Moon come to the plate.
Left fielder, number 14, Zach Moon.
Bases still loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a now 4-2 ball game. First pitch low for ball 1 to Moon. That one grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. That's going to score one. They're going to wave Schoen around third, and he will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Zach Moon, and the Pacers now lead 6-2. And we're going to have another meeting on the mound. And that'll be it. We're going to have a pitching change here, so we're going to take a short break while the new pitcher warms up. We'll be right back. 6-2 the score. And welcome back, folks. We're still in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pacers have scored 3 in this half. They lead at 6-2, and there's been a pitching change. Out from the Southern Wesleyan bullpen is Roth Matthews. He has a 5.55 ERA with a 3-1 record in his 26 appearances. So Brian Pereira now up with 2 down and runners on the corners. And he grounds one to first for the out. And it's a 1-pitch, 1-out relief appearance here in the bottom of the 6th. We're going into the 7th inning, 6-2 the score. And welcome back, folks. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Pacers leading 6-2 over Southern Wesleyan. Couple defensive changes. Charlie Padilla now behind the plate in place of Max Schoen. And Luke Westerberg out in right field in place of Niall Goings. Goings has moved over to left field in place of Zach Moon. And the first pitch there to Mahan, the DH for today's game. Strike one. Mahan 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. So he swings and misses at that one. 4 strike 2. The 0-2 pitch, right down the middle for a call, strike 3. And Mahan down looking for the first out.
Shortstop number 10, Trevor Walker.
That'll bring up Trevor Walker. Walker 0 for 3 today with 3 flyouts. Comes up with nobody on it and 1 out. First pitch on the outside part of the plate, 4 strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball missing inside. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1. That one also missed. 2-1 the count. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one finds the strike zone, evens the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch is a fly ball into center field. Sorry, we think that right field. And that'll be caught by Westerberg for the second out. Started going into center, but then it decided to hook over into right. That'll bring up Connor Ewing. 1 for 1 today with a single and 2 walks. And the first pitch missing inside for ball 1. The 1-0. That one's fouled off. And the count even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off as well. And the count 1-2. And that one outside, count even at 2-2. That one's going to be a little blooper into right field and drop in for a base hit. So a 2-out base hit keeps the inning alive. And that'll bring up Brad Bisco.
Left fielder number 19, Brad Bisco.
Bisco's 1 for 3 today with an RBI single, a strikeout, and a flyout. He has a runner on first base with 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning as the Warriors trail the Pacers 6-2. And the First pitch to Bisco. Outside for ball 1. And the 1 out. That's going to be another little blooper into right field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. The back-to-back base hits put runners on first and second with 2 down for the Warriors.
Third baseman, number 42, Matt Costa.
That'll bring up Matt Costa. Costa 1 for 2 today with a triple and a run scored. And he has runners on first and second with still 2 down. First pitch missing low for ball 1. One 0 line foul and out of play. Evens the count at 1-1. One pitch fouled off, and the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be another base hit into left field this time. So 3 base hits in a row loads up the bases with 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Luke Hostetler. 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He also represents the tying run right now as the Pacers lead 6-2.
First baseman, Luke Costello.
And the first pitch to Hostetler. That misses low for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. That one will find the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. That pitch right down the middle for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, 6-2 the score here in the top of the 7th inning with Hostetler at the plate facing off against Nick Yobi. That curveball just barely misses, evens the count. Actually, count now. Oh no, the count is even at 2-2. Umpire was saying it was 3-2, but he had 1 extra finger up. The count even at 2-2 for Hostetler. That curveball finds the inside corner for a call strike 3, and Yobi works out of the jam, leaving the bases loaded and preserving the 6-2 lead as we go into the bottom of the 7th and the 7th inning stretch by that score. And welcome to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacers still leading 6-2 after getting out of a bases-loaded jam in the top half of the inning. And Skylar Mercado will lead it off. 0 for 2 today. Down looking twice, walked and scored a run. And the first pitch is in there for strike one. And a swing and a miss there makes the count 0-2. Matthews still out there after his one-pitch show of relief in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one's going to be hit over to short. The throw to first is in the dirt, but the scoop by Hostetler for the out puts one away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Left fielder, number 34, now going.
That'll bring up Niall Goings. Goings 1 for 3 today with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. He's also reached on an error and struck out. And Goings fouls the first pitch off for strike one. The 0-1. That's going to be grounded fair down the third base line. That's going to go all the way to the corner and be extra bases for Goings as he heads into second base. And it's a stand-up double for Niall Goings with one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Third baseman, number 5, Dave Lancaster.
That'll bring up David Langster. 1 for 2 today with a sac bunt, a double, and a strikeout. He's got Goings on second with only one down here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Pacers still lead at 6-2. And he'll foul the first pitch off for strike one. There's a hopper down the third base side and foul. So the count now 0-2 to Langster. And the 0-2 pitch going to be lined into center field, and that will be caught by Sanders for the second out.
Shortstop, number 8, Tyler Ammerman.
That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman. Ammerman also 1 for 3 today with a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. That's a fly ball into left field, and that one's going to be going back all the way to the track. It's at the wall. It is gone! A 2-run home run by Tyler Ammerman extends the Pacer lead 8-2. That'll bring us back to the top of the order after Ammerman's 2-run home run with Jonathan Banks. Banks 1 for 1 today with a double, hit by a pitch twice, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. And lets that one go by for ball one. The 1-0. Fouled off. Evens the count at 1-1. Looks like Banks may have fouled that one off of his foot. Taking a moment to walk off the stinging pain. Well, Banks digs in once again with a 1-1 count and 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning as the Pacers lead at 8-2. That one's grounded into right field for another base hit. Well, Banks keeps the inning alive with the 2-out single. And that'll bring up Luke Westerberg. Westerberg batting .266 on the year with 2 home runs and 14 RBIs. And he'll ground that one foul for strike one. The 0-1 lined right to third and caught by Costa for the third and final out. But Tyler Ammerman adds some insurance with a 2-run home run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're going into the top of the 8th, 8-2 the score. Welcome back, folks. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Pacers leading 8-2 over Southern Wesleyan. And leading off for the Warriors is Justin Brew. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. A few defensive changes for the Pacers. Joey Smithers now in for Skylar Mercado at second base. And now on the mound is Trevor Hutto. Hutto with a 2.9 ERA, a 3-1 record in his 6 starts and 12 appearances as the first pitch is fouled off for strike 1. That one will also be fouled off in the count 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, just outside, count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch, fouled off again. And we'll keep the count right where it is. That ball in the dirt evens the count at 2-2. Two pitch inside and the count now full. The 2 pitch is a fly ball into center field. Price has a beat on it and makes the catch for the first out. Julio Justo comes in to pinch hit for John Garrett. Garrett went 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a walk. Justo comes into this game batting .197. There's 1 home run and 3 RBIs. And he'll let the first pitch go by for ball 1. The 1-0. A bit low in the count 2-0. Two-0 pitch is a hopper down the third base side, but foul. The count now 2-1 to Justo. That one's slowly grounded to short. Amerman has it. The throw to first in time for the second out. That'll bring up DeMarcus Sanders. 1 for 3 today with a single and a strikeout. Comes up with 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the 8th inning, as Southern Wesleyan trails the Pacers 8-2. And the first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch finds the strike zone. The count 0-2. Oh, 2 is high for ball 1. Hopper back to the mound. Hutto has it. Throws it to first for the third and final out of the eighth. We're going into the bottom of the eighth now. 8-2 is still the score. Welcome back, folks. Mitchell Price will lead off this half of the eighth inning for the Pacers as they lead the Warriors 8-2. And he'll face off against the new pitcher in Josh Core with a 10.13 ERA and an 0-7 record in his 9 starts and 17 appearances. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. And the 1-0. That one's outside for ball 2. And count 2-0. And a 3-0 count now to Price as that one misses high and outside as well. And Price will walk on 4 straight pitches to lead off the 8th.
Now batting the catcher, number 16, Charlie Padilla.
That'll bring up Charlie Padilla. Padilla hitting in place of Zach Moon. First pitch will find the strike zone on Padilla for an 0-1 count. Padilla batting .357 on the year. No home runs and 4 RBIs. That one outside, and the count even at 1-1. And a check throw over to Price on first, always a threat to steal. Price has 11 stolen bases on the year, and he's only been caught once. Here's the 1-1. That one low and outside, count 2-1. And Price goes off to second, and the throw high and inside, and there will be no throw to second to try to get Price. So a stolen base there. And the count now 3-1 on Charlie Padilla. And the 3-1. Lower part of the strike zone, and the count 3-2. And Price hustles back to second as he was hopping around out there. And 3-2 pitch misses low and away. And Padilla will draw the walk. That'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. And we're going to have a meeting on the mound right now. Brian Pereira due up for the Pacers. He's 1 for 4 today, but that one was a solo shot back in the third. And he'll come up with nobody out, and Mitchell Price on second, and Charlie Padilla on first.
Now batting to the bases, the first baseman, number 32, Brian Pereira.
And the first pitch, Pereira is in there for strike one. And the 0-1. Inside, evens the count at 1-1. That one fouled off by Pereira, and the count 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one fouled off by Pereira as well, and the count will stay at 1-2. Once again, the 1-2 pitch to Pereira. That's going to be a little blooper into right field and drop in for a base hit along the line. They're going to wave Price around third, and he will come in to score while Charlie Padilla makes it into third base, and Brian Pereira makes it into second base as well. So it's an RBI hit for Brian Pereira. So Skylar Mercado coming up now. I'm sorry, check that. Joey Smithers coming up now in place of Skylar Mercado. They'll have runners on second and third, and now a 9-2 lead after the RBI double by Brian Pereira. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike one. Smithers batting .250 on the year. No home runs and 3 RBIs, but he does have a triple. The 0-1 in the dirt. And it's blocked by Ewing, so the runners will stay put, and the count even at 1-1. And the 1-1 to Smithers. That's a liner into right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And that one's going to go all the way to the wall. As Brew was unable to come up with it, that'll score 1 run in. In comes Brian Pereira. So it's an RBI double for Joey Smithers. And the Pacers now lead 11-2. Now with the runner on second and nobody out, we'll see Niall Goings come to the plate. 2 for 4 today. A single, a double, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, and reached on an error, and 1 strikeout. Goings tried to check his swing but was unable to, so it'll be an 0-1 count. A swing and a miss by Goings, and the count 0-2. Another swing and a miss by Goings, and he'll go down on strikes for the first out. Now to bring up Dave Langster. Langster 1 for 3 today with a sack bunt and a double and 1 strikeout. And he's going to hit a fly ball into right field. That one will be caught by Brew. And tagging is Smithers, and he'll make it into third safely.
Shortstop, number 8, Tyler Ammerman.
That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman. 2 for 4 with a single and a 2-run home run his last time up. And he'll have a runner on third base with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as the Pacers lead at 11-2. First pitch high and inside for ball 1. The 1-0. That one low. Count 2-0. That one's a fly ball into left field, and that one's going to hook foul. So now a 2-1 count to Ammerman with 2 down and a runner on third. That one in the dirt, and the count 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, high and inside, and Ammerman draws the 2-out walk. And Doug Ard will come into pinch hit for John Banks. Banks went 2 for 2 on the night with a double, a single, 2 hit by pitches, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. Ard comes into this game batting .238, no home runs and 3 RBIs. And the first pitch is a bit high to Ard for ball 1. That one will find the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch, slow hopper, grabbed there by Core, and he'll take it himself for the 3rd and final out, but the Pacers get 3 more as they go into the top of the 9th looking to close out the game 11-2. And welcome to the top of the ninth inning, folks. Pacers have an 11-2 lead as they turn to Nick Jobst to close it out. Jobst with a 3.26 ERA and a 6-2 record in his 25 appearances, along with 5 saves. And he will face off against the DH and Avery Mahan. Mahan 1 for 4 today with a single, a run scored, and 2 strikeouts. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. And the 0-1. That was grounded over to second. Smithers has it, bobbles it, throws to first, though, for the out.
Shortstop, number 10, Trevor Walker.
That'll bring up Trevor Walker. 0 for 4 today, has flown out all 4 times he's been at the plate. And he'll follow that one off for strike 1. The 0-1. Popped up again into right field. Westerberg there and makes the catch for the second out.
Pinch hitter, number 6, Quentin Bent.
And that'll bring up Quentin Bent, who will pinch hit for Connor Ewing, who went 2 for 2. Bent batting 91 on the year with no home runs and 3 RBIs, but he does have 1 triple. And he'll take a first pitch strike on a curveball by Jobst. The 0-1. Misses outside to even the count. And the 1-1 pitch. That one high all the way to the backstop. Oops, just let that one go a little bit too early. And the count 2-1. There's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses outside and the count 3-1. And the 3-1, tried to check his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. So Bent draws the 2-out walk to keep the game alive for the Warriors. That brings up Brad Bisco. 2 for 4 with an RBI single, a regular single. First pitch finds the strike zone, and the count 0-1 to Bisco. In the dirt, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. And the Warriors down to their last strike. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and the final out of the game. Pacers win game 2 and win the series 11-2. They score their 11 runs on 12 hits, while the Warriors score their 2 runs on 9 hits with 1 error. Pacers will be back in action again on May 7th against Catawba. Again, I don't know if I said that right or not, at 4 o'clock. That'll be the final home game of the year. It'll also be Senior Day. Thank you for joining us for this afternoon's game. I'm Marcus Johnson, and have a good one.